Nice having you back, and welcome to the 6th week of this particular course. In this week, we're going to be looking at how to create this very dashboard on your screen. This dashboard is actually powered by my personal data, which I generated from my YouTube channel that has over 60,000 subscribers and over 300 videos with millions of views. In this week, we're going to actually be scrapping the data from my YouTube channel, and I'm going to show you all the processes we are going to follow to get the data and push it into Power Query, have it cleaned, transform it, and actually push it inside Power BI. Before we start analyzing, we need to actually set expectation, and that will be set inside the second video. So watch out. Let us look at how to actually get data from YouTube, if you have one. So click over Analytics. Then from here, click over this particular Advanced mode. This is where you're going to have access to all the data you have actually generated over time since you have been posting. If I scroll down right now, it's going to show me, all the videos I have posted over here. Can you see it right now? If I want to get the traffic source data, I can click on this one to get traffic source data. And let's see what it is that we have. So can you see it now? This is what it is. If I want to get based on city or geography, I can click on this particular one. So let's see if you're part of the top 3, or geographical location where my videos is being viewed. So if you're watching from India, I'm just going to say thank you very much for being there for me, because you have been one of my top viewers. And then United States, my country here, Nigeria, and the UK, Saudi Arabia, and others that are not on the top, 3 or top 4. So thank you very much. So you can see how the video is doing, but we can do better than this when we actually take this to Power BI. So let's see how we can actually get this data away from here. So what you need to do right now is to make sure you come over to this particular part where it says download, right? But what if you want to download this data based on the whole data you have? So what you need to do is to click over here, and now you step into lifetime, or a particular year, the current year, the previous year, or any month of your choice. So let us go for a lifetime. So let me let you know one thing. On YouTube, you don't get the whole data for a lifetime if you're not using a connector. So because we're not using a connector, we're trying to download it from here right now. It will give us a sample for every single year that we have. And we're going to have just 50 rows of data. So to prove what I just said now, if I scroll down here, as you can see, what we're getting is actually showing you the top 50 results, and it's going to export to 500, rows. Can you see? So which means if you have millions of rows right here, you can't get all the millions of rows. So you're just going to get some, sample of it. So once you're done, the next thing is for you to click over here and download. Choose maybe Google Sheet, or you want to use CSV. Then let us go with CSV. So it's preparing to download it. Now we have it right here. We have just downloaded this particular data. So let's go to Power BI and see what we can do to have this data analyzed. Over here, we have a blank PBIX that has nothing on it. So what we need to do right now is to make sure we bring in some couple of data that we're going to be using for this analysis. So let us go over to this particular place here where it says import data from Excel. So go to your folder where you have this particular YouTube data right in, and actually start bringing in some couple of data. So here we go. We're going to be going for traffic source and click on open. Click on this particular one to check it and click on transform data. Once we have it here, we have to actually check around to see that we have everything to be right and remove what we don't need. So we don't need the impression, we don't need the click-through rate, and I think we don't need the average view here. So we're just going to get all of those off and delete them. So we just have the few, columns we are going to actually be using. So make sure you go over to view and turn on this particular column quality. This will quickly show you if there's any error that you cannot spot, right here. And everything here looks perfectly okay. So what we need to do next is to actually make sure we rename this one here to so we can rename it to traffic. So once we are done, we can go all the way back to home and click on this particular new source again. We don't have to go to Power BI to pick the data again. So let's go over here and click on Excel workbook. So let's say you have your data to be in Excel workbook, but unfortunately you click on this text CSV. What will happen? Let's see. On getting here, you wouldn't find anything. So you're going to actually find nothing but blank. So all you have to do is to come over here and switch to all files. Then you're going to have all the files that you're supposed to see. Okay, let us go to video posted right here. So V for video, and that is it. Video posted data. Just go ahead and click on open. So over here, we have to check for any errors and any columns we don't need and actually have the columns removed. So here we go. We have all we want from here. This is cool. Okay, fine. What I'm going to do right now is that this particular column needs to be some kind of transformed to what we want. So for this particular content ID, we don't need to actually keep it. We can hit the delete key on our keyboard to have it removed. So it's gone. So over here, we want to actually create another column that will help us to check how many Excel videos posted, Power BI videos posted, and how many videos are not either Excel or Power BI. We're going to group that in order. So which means we need to actually add a new column. So to do this right now, the very first thing I'm going to do is to actually go over to transform here. On the transform, I'm just going to go to this particular format here and make sure I use capitalize each word. So with this, it will make things very easy for me to actually get what I want to do done. So once you are done doing this, go over to this particular part where it says add column. So under add column, click on this particular conditional column right here to add a new column. Nicely done. This time around, we have to know what name is this. So it's actually video title. So let us click on this particular part and name this to maybe video type. All right. So once we are done, so we're going to actually come over here and say if video title here is actually, it contains Excel. So if it contains Excel, so we're going to say Excel post. So we're going to come over here again and add new, and you select the same thing again. We come over here, we actually choose if it contains Microsoft Excel. So we still want to see the Excel post again. So we just want to check some, words that that could actually, mean Excel video was posted. So we add on that one again. Then we go over here and select video title and choose if it contains MS Excel. So it's still under Excel post. So we just have to add on that one again. And this one again should check if this particular video title contains Excel dashboard. Then it should be under Excel. So I think this should actually be okay to retrieve all the Excel videos posted and actually, add it up to Excel post. Then we're going to add on that one now. This time around, we're going to check something different. So we're going to say if it contains here, it should be Power BI. So remember, your Power BI should be written as every single thing you're writing here should be capitalize each word. So this BI here, the I should be in small letter. So that was because we actually converted this one to capitalize each word. If you look at what we have done right here. So going back here right now, we're going to say, okay, if that is the case, we want to actually see Power BI post. You get it? So we add on that one now. We check if the video title contains Power BI dashboard, then still give us Power BI. Okay, then we can add on that one again to make a check. Then we check if it contains Power BI report, then it should be Power BI. Other than this, we want to categorize the remaining one into orders. and click on OK. So we have this. We can actually convert this into the text data type here. Then let us move this one to the beginning. Right click and go over here to move and move to the beginning here. All right, we are now here. I want to filter videos that has to do with orders. So just orders here and click on OK. So those are videos that has to do with orders. And if you look at it right now, you wouldn't find anything that has to do with Excel or Power BI. If you find anything that has to do with Excel or Power BI, that means you have not done the right thing. So here we go. You can scroll through to check if there is anything like that here. So you can find, there is Microsoft, but it's not either Excel, or Power BI. So you can see what we have done here. So if we go back here now and search for, and actually filter for Excel. So we're going to have anything that has to do with Excel. And can you see? It has Excel. This one has Excel. This one has Excel. The same thing to when you filter using Power BI, it will be all the videos that has the title of Power BI in it. That is what you're going to find right here. Can you see it right now? This one says Power BI report, and we did have it. And it's crazy. This is cool. Okay, once you are done, don't forget to unfilter. Just go ahead and clear all the filter, and that is all you need to do. Okay, let's see. Do we have everything to be cool right here? Let's see. For the time being, I think everything here looks quite okay. So what we can do right now is to go over here and let's name this one to videos posted, right? So we need to get in more data, go to home and now new source. Then we check this. So we're going to be getting video from, this particular location here, this location for a reason. Let us get this location first. So click on this part here and click on OK. If you look at our location here, it actually has already this particular, 2 letters, and this is not really giving us, except you know how to read this. It will be very hard for you to read and understand which country will be this. So for that, we have another supporting column that we're going to bring in right now. So first of all, let us name this one to be location. Right, so this one is being named location. And once you have done this, the next thing we have to do right now is that we're going to go back over to home and click on new source, then bring this location that has country in it. So click on OK. So this is what we have. This one now does not have any header, so we have to promote the header. Let's check this one if it has the same thing. Okay. Now what we need to do right now is to quickly go ahead and click over here and use the first row as header. So correct. So now we need to actually take this particular column and have it right inside here, which is something very simple. Make sure the one you want to actually get a column into is what you have actually clicked on. Once you have done that, the next thing you have to do is to go over here and click on merge queries. So with that, we have to choose the second one, which is this particular table here, sheet 1. So I'm not renaming this because I'm going to actually have it some kind of hidden. So what I need to do now is to select what is common here that is actually right here. That is going to be this geography here. And if you click on this one, it's going to give you equal match. But unfortunately, we do not have equal match. One of the table is having 178, while this one is actually having 179. We're going to verify why this happened later after all. Let us click on OK. Okay, we have this here now, and it's giving us sheet 1, which is this particular sheet name. Let's quickly come over here on the drop down and deselect everything and say what we want to show is just the country. Deselect this particular use original column name as prefix, then click on OK. So now you can see now we have the country name here. So once done, you can right click and actually take this one to the beginning. Let us move it. So the US is actually United States, IN is Indian, and NG is Nigeria. So you can see how this look. So once we are done now, we can actually go ahead and remove this because we're not going to be using this for any analysis. So let's remove this. Okay, let me let you clear. Let me clear something for you rather. So this is not actually part of what YouTube actually gave to me. YouTube gave me this and actually found way to actually get this one created and map it to this particular one. So in case you actually help someone to analyze YouTube channel, using Power BI, you might end up having this and you'll be thinking, why didn't you have this? So make sure you know how to actually get this after you might have gotten this, right? So we don't need to keep this one. I can just go ahead and actually have it removed. So gone, right? So once it's gone, if I click over here right now, you can see we have null. Let us see something on the null area. I'm going to bring this back right now. So click over here. This null we have does not reflect here. So why? Let us filter the null from here. Unfilter everything and filter just the null. Then click on OK. So you can see for the null is NA, which means this country is unknown. It has 111 view. Can you see now? And 10,000 watched hour. And we have the average view duration. So it has data, we can't remove it. So what can we do? It's very simple. Now it's giving us null, here it's giving us NA, which means the country is unknown. YouTube did not give us the record of where the country is. So what we can do now is to actually clear the filter from here. So once the filter is being cleared, we have to go over here and have this one removed by now. So now that this one is gone, we don't want to have this one as null that we have right here. So remember, this particular null is on lowercase, because where this thing we're about to do right now is case sensitive. Right click and click on replace values. So we're going to replace this particular null with what? With not specified. Right? And click on OK. So we now have that little darkness, dark area, being taken off from here. So let us go ahead and actually, have this one, some kind of disabled from loading to Power BI environment. What you can do right now is to right click here and go over here and uncheck this particular enable load. Once that is done, I think we are almost done. The next thing we have to do right now is to push this data into Power BI, and we are ready to actually start analyzing our data. So click over this particular close and apply. All right, we have gotten all the data we want right in here, and it's a very simple data. There is no relationship between them, right? So it's okay. So let's come over here, and here they're actually, independent. So let's come over here and actually create a very simple date table. Click over new table here. With the new table here, what we can do is just to name this one date table. So it's something very simple. Let's go over here now. So here I actually use add column, which means I'm going to actually have more columns on the date table, right? So using this particular add column now, shift enter. If I actually come over here, I can do calendar auto. So with calendar auto now, if I close and actually go ahead and put a comma right now, I can actually say, okay, I want to have the year. So inside here, so we use the year function. With the year function, we can actually bring in date. So maybe you are surprised, like, how did you get this particular date? This date is what this particular calendar auto generated. So if you have watched our first dashboard in this particular course, you would have known that I explained this in detail in that particular first, dashboard we've built. So I can just go ahead and actually close this and hit my enter key right now. So here we go. So we have something like this here that has a lot of years. So if I click on it right now, you can see we have 1899 when YouTube has not even been in existence. And the question you might be having in mind right now will be like, where the heck is this particular huge date coming from? So let's quickly go ahead and check it out and see what it is. So if I click over this particular location, this location here has this particular average, view duration, and it has 12/31/1899. So this is where it is being taken from. So the question you might want to ask right now is that how can we actually restrict this from happening? So because for sure 100% I know that I'm not going to use this for any analysis, what I need to do right now is to come over to here. Let's bring this down. Come over to data type and click over here and convert it to a text, or I can actually remove it from Power Query, right? But do not do this if you would have to remove this. I think I showed you how to actually go around it using, some kind of DAX to control what your calendar auto is feeding from. You can check the full course and you get it right there. Okay, let's go back here. And now we are on the date table again. So over here, we are now having 1904. It has reduced because we have converted that to a text. So let us go over to traffic source here and see if we have anything that is actually giving us that attitude. So over here, we have video published. If I scroll over here, we still have the same thing over here. Can you see? So what we can do right now is to click over this one and convert it to a text as well, or remove it because we don't need to use it. So with this right now, we should have the whole situation under control. Let us check it out and go back here now. So it worked. Here we go. We have just video from 2019 to 2024. So which means this particular channel has been coming since the last 6 years. So we posted our first video on 2019 and the last video, we are in the current year 2024 right now. You can see here we have it. Okay, once I've gotten this done, we need to actually add some couple of columns here, and what we need to do is to come over here and add the month name. So here we go. So for the month now, we're going to use a function called format. So with the format, here we go, we bring this one in, we close this. Sorry, we put a comma and we tell it to give us a short month like this. We close, we hit a comma, we go over here again. This time around we do month number. So MN for month number, and we use the month function here, the month function, and we bring in the date inside it. We just close. So hit a comma again, and we go over here. Let us do for start of month. We need this a lot, start of month. And I'm going to show you how start of month works or what it does. So let's see start of month. So put a comma right here. For we to get start of month, we need to use a function called EOM, so which is this one here. And we're going to supply what? Supply the date here to it and put a comma. So I am going to use -1. Then we close, and over here we do +1 again. This will give us our start of month. So put out the comma again, and we go over here. So let us add in that column, and this column this time around will be week name, right? So for the week name, we need to do comma. So we can use the format function again. We bring in this comma inside here, the for shorter form. So once we close, we put a comma again, and now we're going to do week number WN, and over here we do weekday. So weekday, we bring this in, your tab key to autocomplete it, you close, and the next thing is for we to actually go ahead and actually hit the enter key, and all the columns we've added will be shown up right here. Can you see it right now? So this is the start of month that we have, and we want to actually format this to be something very short. Let us use this particular short month here. That has removed the time we have right in for us, right? So we have this. And over here, the reason why I actually added this particular month number, which is MN, and the week number, which is WN here, was because we want to use that to sort this. Quickly, let us go over to this particular part and bring in the date here, the month. So we have the month here. Let me quickly go over here, click on this part and increase this to 20. So once I've done this now, I can actually stretch it down here and Ctrl C will copy it for me. C and V to paste. So move the pasted one in here and remove it, then put in the week name. So can you see now? This is not actually the way it should be. This is starting from April and our week starts from Friday. So we have to change how this is looking, right? So over here, if I come back here now, I can actually click on my month, make sure it's actually highlighted, and come over here to sort by column and sort by month number, which is MN here. So do the same thing to this particular one here. Sort this by what? Sort this by week number. And I'm going to go over here and WN for week number. All right, let's go back here and see what it is. So if you can see now, it has changed. So our week is started from Sunday, but I want my week to start from Monday because I want Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to be my weekend for a reason. I want to see that every video or view I have on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday should be categorized into weekend. So to do that right now, we have to change something inside our date table. Let's go over here. So now where we have the week number right in, we're going to actually say, okay, over here, inside this particular after open bracket or before open bracket or close bracket rather. So put a comma right on it and actually choose this one. So it says return a number from 1 to 7, identifying the day of the week of a date. So if I choose 2 right now, let's see what the behavior will be. This number here will change. It has changed. Going over here right now, you can see my week is starting on Sunday, and I want to actually say Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, they are actually my weekend, and my week starts from Monday. So this is how you can actually create something like this. And the next thing we have to do is to make sure we link this date table to the right table. Okay, let's go over here on the modeling view, and now we can actually have this closed. So once done, now we have to bring in our date table. And we have this particular video posted here. So what we can do now is to locate the, let's say, published time. So it's published time here. We can change the name to actually make more sense instead of using published time. So let's go ahead and collapse this one too. So click over video posted. So it's using published time, and you can actually click and say, here should be date. So you can do this right on Power Query, and you can actually come over here and do it as well. So done. Clicking back here right now, it has been updated here for us. We can now move this one on top of this one here. So this will create what we call many-to-one relationship, and it's okay. So it's actually active. Make sure this one is checked and it's actually on a single directional filter. Then click on save. Nicely done. This is all we want, and now we are ready to actually start writing some couple of DAGs to actually create the kind of dashboard we want to create for our YouTube channel, Data with Decision. Let us look at what we're going to be showing on our dashboard. So the first thing is going to be a KPI that shows the total numbers of videos posted. And we're going to look at how many impressions we've had over time, specifically comparing the current year to the previous year to see if we are growing or not. So what is impression? Impression has to do with how many persons YouTube has shown your videos to, or the thumbnail of your video. So it doesn't really matter if they click or not. This is how many eyes have actually seen your videos. And the next one should be total views, which is how many persons clicked after they must have seen it, which is from impression, there must be views, right? Then we have the CTR here. The next one should be total subscribers. We want to see how many views on a weekly basis, monthly views trend, and as well, we want to see cumulative view on a monthly basis. And finally, we want to create a tooltip that definitely help us to show more statistics of our Data with Decision channel. All right, after doing that, we have to create a sketch whereby it will actually help us to create something very beautiful inside Power BI. And this is how it will look. The KPI for videos posted, impression, views, and the CTR, we need to actually get something like this created. The next one should be the total subscribers, and we're going to be having a page navigation that will take us to another page where we can see all the videos we have actually posted and their statistics. Then the next one should be weekly view, And we're going to be having this particular view on a monthly basis, on a line chart. And again, we're going to be having these monthly cumulative views as well. So you can see how easy it is. This is exactly what we are going to do. Doing this for the first time before you start creating your dashboard will definitely help you to do something amazingly. Okay, we are not done yet. What about showing how many Excel video, we have posted, and how many Power BI video posted, and other videos that did not release to either Excel or Power BI. So after this, we're going to actually have some couple of slicers that we can actually use to drill through and see what it is that we have actually done right or wrong. And we don't have all the slicers outside our our dashboard. We need to have some slicers hidden. Then we have to click on open before we can actually have access to those particular slicers. So what about this? Let's see how we can actually replicate this inside Power BI.